Ambassador Hillman, thank you for being here tonight. Ambassador, you've made it very clear that the decision to go was yours. But I have to let you know that when the news came out, the reaction of a lot of people was a bit of confusion. You know, you were promoted to chief negotiator with the U.S. in the summer. You effectively have the most experience and face time with the Trump administration. So why go now in the middle of this tough moment?
Right. Well, thanks for having me. And look, I think where I'd start is, I'm in my 9th year here in Washington, and I've been ambassador for 6 years. When Prime Minister Carney came in the spring, he and I had a discussion. He asked me to stay for the transition and sort of the transition of Canada's new government, but also in the first months of the Trump administration. I agreed to do so, but I did say to him that I was wanting to leave in 2026. And so right now, we are at a phase where more and more our discussions are going to be part of the CUSMA, the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Trade Agreement review, which is starting up in earnest in the new year. And it's the right time to put a team in place that's going to be here to see those discussions through. So it just seemed like a natural point.
So your resignation didn't come as a surprise to the Prime Minister at all?
No, this is something that we've been working on together.
If you thought that your continued presence at the table with the Trump administration would help, would you stay?
Oh, I have been a public servant for 30 years. And I have been, for most of that time, a trade expert and negotiator. I have devoted my life to, promoting Canada and Canadians' interests. And I would not make a decision that I felt was not good for Canada. And I feel that the decision right now, as I say, is at a time when we can make a transition to a team that can see these negotiations through. I am here as an advisor and a guide to them, and I'm here for a little while too to make sure that transition goes smoothly. So I put Canada first, and that's in fact why I think right now is the right moment to move along.
So in a way then, is perhaps a new face key to maybe restarting trade talks?
I think what we're going to see is, as I say, more and more our discussions with the United States will be centered around the review of the CUSMA. Obviously, we will be fighting hard for steel, aluminum, autos, lumber in the context and where in whatever format is most effective to provide relief for Canadians as soon as possible and those affected sectors as much as possible. But we've been in discussions with Mexico and with the U.S. around how we're going to move forward in the new year in that particular structure, the CUSMA review structure. So I think we're going to see that be the dominant place for the discussions.
Are you of the view that trade talks will start before the CUSMA deadline comes up?
Well, yeah, I think what we're going to do, what I know we're going to do is that we are going to start meeting with the United States, with Mexico, with all three of us together in the new year. And we will be preparing our analysis. We've all done consultations. We'll continue to do those consultations at home. We will be preparing analysis around what we think could be achieved in this review, whether there are changes to the agreement we think are important at this time. And that work will start, as I say, in the new year. And then it sort of comes to a discussion point at the political level, at the ministerial level in July.
You're a diplomat. I hear you being diplomatic. What won't you miss about this post?
Oh gosh, look, it's been the privilege of my professional life to be here and to have this great privilege, but like heavy responsibility. I'm looking forward to coming home. I'm looking forward to spending time with my parents who live, out west, who I see less than I'd like to. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with Canadians. One of the greatest privileges of this job is how many Canadians reach out to me literally every day and express support, give me their perspectives, but primarily express support and try and shore up the team here. And I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the trust that Canadians have put in me, that the Prime Minister has put in me, that previous Prime Minister put in me, and I'm gonna miss that, but I'm looking forward to coming home.
Ambassador Hillman, thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.